this is Randy Shaw again with a kind of a special training video today. I hope you saw the other two releasing negative feelings through breathing videos that I've done. Today I'm going to show you something really powerful, and it's actually very simple. You've heard of these tapping, this rubbing and tapping things. You know, people call it EFT or tapping. And the thing is I've seen some really bad tapping on the internet, and I've seen some pretty good tapping on the internet. And so what I want to, my message to you is that when you do this in a light state of hypnosis, it doubles and triples your success. So having said doing it in a light state of hypnosis, you don't have to have them in deep trance. Although rubbing and tapping is one of the best inductions, bypass the critical faculty there is. It's so easy, it's simple. Because the people go in their body, they come out of their head, they come out of the thinking mind. So in my training video, it's called The David Session, which is available on the newhypnotherapy.com. You'll see several releases where it helped David go from despair and anger and confusion over into peace, dignity, and clarity on what to do next. It's a very good training video for everybody from beginner to advanced in hypnosis. I'm going to explain the basics behind what I feel makes the releasing that I help people do successful. Remember that by releasing negative feelings, you're making room for positive feelings. Releasing negative energy, you're making room for positive energy. If somebody's really sad, there's no room for happiness. If somebody's really scared, there's no room for confidence. There's no room for assertiveness. So we all get caught in these feelings, and when we were younger, we were taught, well, don't feel that way, and if you cry, I'll hurt you, or I'll laugh at you, or I will abandon you. So we've all got these bad habits of not being able to feel our feelings, and you have to. Here's the deal. Feelings are like breath. Breath comes, and we don't get in the way. We let it go, right? We breathe in, we breathe out the old, we breathe in the new, we breathe out the old, and we're just la 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 having a great time. Okay, so the only time we get in trouble is when we. Okay, now when I was a kid, I could hold my breath over 2.5 minutes. I couldn't even come close to that now. Matter of fact, even that was, 8 seconds? My chest started getting tight, and it started talking to me. You know what it's saying? Randy, exhale. Okay, why does my body want me to exhale? Why is it giving me this, this pressure? Okay, because the body's job is to keep me alive, happy, healthy, and progressing. That's my body's job, okay? So if I'm not doing that, my body's going to send me a feeling, a thought, an impression. So let me give you another one. So we eat, we chew, it goes down to the stomach breaks down the food, so the upper gut, the upper intestine can absorb the nutrients, then it collects, the crap collects in the lower bowel, and then 3 days later we crap it out, right? About 3 days later, right? Okay, well what if we didn't crap out the food we ate? We'd be full of crap. Okay, here's the point. The body never wanted to hold on to a bunch of feelings, especially the negative ones. And the negative, we hang on the negative ones more than we hang on to the positive ones. So the body's only got so much room. Okay, so the body's down here going, wow, you've got this anxiety here, and you've got this fear here, and you've got this sadness over here, and it's getting crowded down here. And pretty soon it reaches the point where it starts, we start feeling really sad and can't stop crying, or we feel anxiety, or it's coming up too strong, and then we push it down, and then we get depressed, because that's what depression is. We're trying to push everything down. And when you try to push the bad feelings down, the good feelings can't come up either. Okay, so we're stuck in this limbo we call depression, confusion, being frozen. So the point is the body wants to feel the feeling that you're feeling. So if something happy comes to me, I feel happy. Hey, that's really cool. Yeah, ooh, okay. It passes through, and I'm going, okay, what's next? Kind of neutral and calm, right? So did you notice I didn't tighten up or anything? Now watch this. Now something bad comes to me. Let's say something sad comes to me, right? Oh, something sad comes to me. Okay. Well, can you see that? Tighten up. It's coming up, and I'm trying to push it down. Right? Come on. I've seen people, their chest literally just tightens up, right? They can't talk, they can't breathe. And I'll have to say, breathe, and they can start to release that sad feeling. So point is you're allowed to feel sad because something's happened to you. But if you hang on to the sad feeling, And it could be as simple as the show I want to see isn't on tonight, or it could be as complex and deep as somebody very dear to me died. Okay? So it's okay to grieve, it's okay to feel sad, but what we haven't been taught is if I can feel that feeling long enough, and it could be 5 seconds to 2 minutes, my body can process that energy, release it, and fill it back up with something better. Okay? So if you can think of a cup, you find a cup in the cupboard, you pull it down, it's got dirt in the bottom of it. It's like, well, I don't want to put water in that, I'm just going to make mud, right? So I wash it out, dry, now it's clean. Now I will put the water in, and now I will get a refreshing drink. So we're all carrying a lot of negative feelings just below the surface. Even the people who say, I'm in control of my life and I'm controlling my feelings, and usually they're the ones that there's a lot on there, right? So let me just give you a couple of concepts here. Feelings are generally short-lived unless we try to resist feeling the feeling. Feelings are generally short-lived, or I just say feelings are short-lived unless we try to resist feeling the feeling, okay? So I want you to think of the feelings being generated in my solar plexus, my gut, my chest. I don't care if it's your big toe. And it's like it's trying to leave the body like a burp, but I'm on the top saying, oh, I don't want to feel this feeling. And we have legitimate feelings for not feeling our feelings. We're afraid it's going to overtake us. We're afraid we're going to look stupid. We're afraid that we're going to die, because sometimes that's by the way, that's what panic attack people feel, is they're going to die. So the thing is that when we put the feeling on, when the subconscious mind and our conscious mind is what puts the cap on, that battle drives us crazy. And that battle's worse than just taking 2 minutes or even a minute just to feel the feeling and let it pass through. So if you can think of the investment as by feeling the negative feeling, whether it's sad, angry, pissed, upset, confused, whatever it is, right? If you can feel it, let your body deal with the energy to complete the cycle, right? So then as it clears, there's all kinds of blessings. There's like relief. Wow, that feels better. Your body feels calmer. Your mind's clearer. And then you start getting insights like, wow, that wasn't my fault. And those are the kind of insights that can change your life. Okay? So, I'm going to say it again. It's okay to feel your feelings. But our body was never meant to carry those feelings for the rest of your life. You don't even carry the same skin over, what, is it 7 years, something like that? The body you have now is a different physical composition. I mean, it's the same structure, but the exact same cells and molecules have changed, okay? So the body was never designed to hold feelings forever. And the problem with holding the feelings is if something bad was happening and it's giving us an inaccurate interpretation of ourself or the world or somebody, something, then as long as that feeling's there, the thought's going to stay there, right?
Negative feelings can generate negative perceptions and negative beliefs and make our lives very difficult. So the key is to release the negative feeling so the thought and original perception can change in the subconscious and conscious minds.
So I used to work with a lot of people that are afraid of dogs. And I finally gave them this model. They're sitting in this chair. I know you can't see my chair. Right in front of my desk here. And it's not the recliner. It's a comfortable office chair. And I'd say, I'm sorry you're afraid of dogs, and I'm sorry. Sometimes they even know. They say I was bit when I was 6, and sometimes they don't know, right? So that's why we do hypnotherapy and regression. And I'll say, gee, I'm sorry. Would you do me a favor? I know you told me on the phone, I know you told me on the questionnaire you filled out that you'd like to be able to buy a puppy for your kids. And that she was one of my favorite clients. I said, but I want you to do a little test for me for just a minute. Will you do that? Yeah, sure I will. Okay. So I said, I want you to look over here at the corner of my office on the floor, and you don't. All there is the yoga mat and just some bare carpet, right? But I want you to close your eyes now, and I want you to imagine there's a dog in the corner. And a lot of times people go like, they'll close their eyes and they'll open their eyes. Do you know why they're opening their eyes? I'll tell you in a minute. So they'll close their eyes and I'll say, just imagine there's a dog. And I didn't say the dog that bit him. I didn't say there was a vicious dog. I didn't say it was a big dog. I just said a dog. And I'll watch people do just like this. They'll go, or they'll go, or they'll start breathing fast, or they'll and I say, okay, quickly, open your eyes. What are you feeling? And they'll be so confused, right? Most of them they're trying to figure out what just happened, right? So, and then some people will say, oh my God, I feel nervous, I feel sick, I feel scared, I feel like I want to run or something like that. I said, well, look over here, look at the carpet, the yoga mat. Why were you scared? And they'll go, I don't know. And I said, well, because I asked you to think about a dog. And what dog did you think about? And sometimes the dog that bit him will be there. Sometimes it's a neighbor dog. Sometimes it's just a vicious dog. Rarely is it a safe, a safe and small dog over there, right? But here's the deal. I said, all you did was imagine. In other words, the thought came up. Now watch this. Here's the thought coming up to consciousness, right? And immediately the subconscious mind says, I know what that is. It's a dog and we're afraid of it. And the body goes, I got a lot of fear down here you've been storing. Let me bring it up for you, right? Okay. So as long as this fear is surrounded by that thought of dogs, right, then this thought, the dogs are going to kill me or I'm afraid of them, will never change. But if we can release the fear, release the fear, release the fear, release the fear, right? And it's like, wow, that's interesting. I actually feel like I could be around dogs. And I'll give a couple of dog stories or releasing stories on my, I'm going to give extensive details on my releasing negative feelings video. It'll be a training video. So I'm back to the person now who just, can't figure it out. I said, well, when you close your eyes, I said, the easiest way to get into hypnosis, really, is imagination and emotion. And of course, they've been thinking about, the watch and the sleep and all that stuff. And I just, no. I said, literally, there was no dog there, correct? And they'll say, yeah. I said, but just thinking about it hypnotized you to the point where it felt so real. Your feelings came up. I said, you were hypnotized. So the thought of dogs hypnotizes you into a fear response. And they'll go, oh my God. And I'll say, okay, but here's the deal. That thought that brought up that fear, I can help you release it, release it, release it. You'll feel confident. You'll start to feel safer. Release, release. Now you feel neutral. And then you'll have a choice about the dog. Now the thought can change because the feelings change. I said, I'm going to help unhypnotize you. And they'll go, wow, I never heard of that. Okay, so I don't need to hypnotize over what's there. Matter of fact, I never try to stuff anything down. I never try to erase a memory. Whatever that negative thing was, we're gonna turn that into something powerful and a learning situation moving forward, right? So this is why this has worked for the smallest stuff to the biggest stuff. Next month I'll have been in hypnotherapy I've been practicing in my office for 13 years, okay? And the tapping release, and someday I will teach you about the shaking release I'm going to put that in that. So the tapping release, the shaking release, and the pillow release, that's 90% of the releases I've ever had to do in a session. They get miracles, because once the feeling changes, the thought will change. So if somebody walks in and they say, I just feel depressed, and so, okay, as long as they feel depressed, they're going to think they're depressed. They're actually the subconscious mind's going to go, well, that must be your name and let's just keep it forever. But what if that feeling changes and they're not depressed anymore? They feel light, they feel kind of flowing, they feel, happy. They're not going to call it depressed anymore. They're not going to say, I feel depressed. They're going to say, wow, usually what the first say when they release is, I don't feel depressed. And I said, that's what you don't feel. What do you feel? Wow, I feel light, Good, say this, I'm allowed to feel light. Because I didn't know I could release that depressed feeling. And they'll go, yeah, you're right, I didn't know. So it's a matter of forgiveness can come in now, because all they needed was the techniques that I'm showing them. And I'm this is just the beginning of showing you how to create miracles in your hypnotherapy sessions. Because the reason I say hypnotherapy sessions is because when people do the rubbing and tapping, you kind of watched me. You'll be able to watch me in an example of me releasing a feeling, just in a moment. Where once the feeling releases, I got a whole different energy, and I actually started getting insights and superior alternatives, right? So I don't have to hypnotize somebody that they don't feel scared. I don't have to hypnotize somebody to tell them what to do. You're helping them clear the junk out of the way so their own intelligence, their own beauty, their own soul can come up and say, you know, I can handle this. And what we're doing is, and I'm cutting to the chase right here, we're proving that there's really nothing wrong with that person. Because I don't fix people, I just help them heal. Okay? I don't fix them. I don't even heal them. I help them heal themselves. Because my premise has always been, and it's 13 years, right? We've already got the answers inside of us. So we already got the resource inside of us. We've got the intelligence. We've got, you know, your subconscious mind. You've got the intelligence of your body, spiritual intelligence, and it can all be a resource for us if we're not so locked down with fear or anger or something that we can't hear a damn thing, right? So the phrase that we used in I used to teach a lot. The phrase we used to use is release to peace. Okay? Because the peace is where I start getting the vision of, wow, I get the clarity, I see it, and then the superior alternatives start coming in. So let me say it again. The tapping I saw on the internet, there's some really bad tapping and there's some pretty good tapping. But I will say this again. The tapping that I have people do in light hypnosis doubles and triples the success. Okay? And it's a much more thorough process. We don't just release a feeling. We actually create new scenarios. Meaning, now that the subconscious mind says, well, you don't feel that, what do you want to feel now? Now we pour in the positive suggestions. And I let the clients come up with the positive suggestions, and when they run dry, then I threw a couple in that they didn't see. So remember the cup analogy. If there's dirt in the bottom of the cup, you don't put water and make mud and drink it. You clean the cup. Good. Sparkling dry. Now we put the water in. Now we get fresh water. So let's proceed forward to an example of a real release that I did about half an hour ago in preparation for this. And I wanted to be raw so I can be very transparent for you on the video. So let's take a look at that and then we'll talk about it. Okay. Okay, so the first one, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because it's personal, but it's kind of eating at me today. And I'm tired of it eating at me, and I would like to be patient and clear, right? I'd like to be peaceful about it. So I'm just going to say there's something in my life not going the way I want it to go right now, right? Okay, so I'm going to call this, it's not going the way I want it to. And that's making me feel frustrated. Ah, good, got it. Okay, so where do I feel frustrated? Kind of the top of my head feels tight, and I can feel it right here. I can also feel it here. So that's pretty good. Okay, what kind of tightness? Okay, so something's not going the way I want it to. Makes me feel frustrated, and where do I feel it is here and here. Tight, okay? Okay, here we go. Watch my energy, my body language, my tone of voice through this process. Whew. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's an 8. It's an 8, okay? So even though I feel frustrated that it's not going the way I want it to, I acknowledge this feeling because something's happened to make me feel this way. But I do not want to hang on to it. So even though I feel frustrated that it's not going the way I want it to, I acknowledge this feeling. And I accept myself right now as I feel this feeling. But I don't want to hang on to this feeling. So I'm acknowledging it so my body can help me process it and let it go. Whew. Feeling frustrated at the thought that it's not going the way I want it to. No. Whew. feeling frustrated at the thought it's not going the way I want it to. Okay, it's releasing already. Feeling frustrated at the thought it's not going the way I want it to. Feeling frustrated at the thought it's not going the way I want it to. Now, as I'm doing this, some deeper thoughts on this are coming up, but I want to stay on this level, okay? Feeling frustrated that it's not going the way I want it to. Feeling frustrated at the thought that it's not going the way I want it to. Feeling frustrated. Oh, it feels good to breathe and move. Okay, it's opening up. I've opened up to feel this feeling. I've opened up to let it go. I'm allowed to feel this feeling, and I'm allowed to release this feeling. So my body can feel better, so that I can feel better. Keep my eyes closed, take a nice breath. Exhale, scan my body. Okay, I just feel calmer through the whole upper body. Where it was an 8, it's maybe a 3, 4 right now. I'm going to call it a 3.5. 3.5. Okay, so I don't want to hang on to the rest of this, so I'm going to go a little deeper in it. I'm going to tap on the 3 that's remaining. It's like when you go to the bathroom. You don't stop in the middle. You keep going until you've done your bathroom business. So, even though I still feel frustrated, now I'm going to come up here about this, that things aren't going the way I wanted on this subject. I've let a lot of it go, and it feels good. I'm allowed to feel the rest of it so my body has enough time to process it and let it go. I'm staying present with my body so my body can let it go. So even though I still feel kind of frustrated, I accept myself. And I acknowledge the rest of this feeling. Ooh, to let it pass through me so I can feel better. This leftover, frustrated feeling. Leftover, frustrated feeling. Leftover, frustrated feeling. Leftover, frustrated feeling. Okay, that's pretty much gone on that first layer. Feeling frustrated at the thought it's not going the way I want it. Okay. However, now I'm feeling something right here that was underneath. We're going to the next layer, okay? And it's connected to it's not going my way, but it's something more specific. So now, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to go on this one, okay? So, okay, so let me think how to say this. The person I'm thinking of isn't being as responsive as I feel. The person's not being as responsive as I think they should be. And that makes me feel pissed. Good. Pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because this person is not as responsive as they should be. Where do I feel it most? Right at the base of my neck, right where the chest connects to the throat. It's below the throat. Ooh, I can feel it in my vocal cords too. Very tight, kind of not a hot energy, but a warm energy, like, you know, mad, right? Okay, so I've got the feel, I got the thought. This person is not as responsive as I think they should be. I've got the feeling, which is pissed off, and I've got the sensation in my throat, this tight, hot feeling. Let's go to work, okay? Scale of 1 to 10, it's an 8 again. Wow. So, you know, if it's 6 or above, I like to start here. If it's 6 or below, I go here. You play with it. There's never any solid rules on this. So play with it. Even though, go with this hand this time. We'll go on the other side, okay? Whew. even though I feel pissed this person isn't being as responsive as I think they should be, I acknowledge my pissed feeling. So I've given 110% and I'm not getting the return yet. Or maybe I never will. Whew, that felt good to say that. That's just telling the truth. So even though I feel pissed that this person isn't being as responsive as I think they should be, according to the effort I've put in this, ooh, it feels good to say that. I acknowledge this pissed feeling so my body can help me let it go. Feeling pissed that this person is not being as responsive as I think they should be. Feeling pissed because this person isn't being as responsive as I think they should be. Oh, it's really releasing now. Feeling pissed at the thought this person's not being as responsive as they should be. You. Feeling pissed at the thought this person is not being very responsive. Okay, now I'm not getting excuses, I'm getting insight, and I'll tell you later. Feeling pissed off at the thought, oh, I got it. But the feeling's changing. I've acknowledged this feeling to give my body a chance to let it go, to partner with my body so my body can let it go. So switch hands. Even though I felt pissed, it's releasing. Oh. Where am I? Releasing this feeling. I'm stepping back mentally out of that drama, that idea, and I'm just kind of observing and just let my body take over. Releasing this feeling. Releasing this feeling. So my body can feel better, so that I can feel better. And I want to feel better. Now I'm feeling a ton of relief. That 8's down to a 2, and I'm just going to enjoy the relief for a moment. Don't rush your clients. Let them enjoy the relief. Then compound it, and I'll show you in a minute. Oh my God, it feels better. Okay. A moment ago I felt pissed at the thought this person wasn't being as responsive as I think they should be. But I acknowledge that feeling. It's a good thing I did, because then I used the rubbing and tapping to release it. And it's a good thing I did, because now my throat, my whole body feels better. Okay, when I was I here when I said I'm getting some insight? I can see that person now, and there's some fear in over-responding or communicating with me what they're thinking and feeling. And now I'm okay. I have compassion. It's almost as if they themselves had told me, Randy, I'm feeling kind of scared right now, and I'm a little confused. And that alone, would release the piss feeling. Because it's not about me or my ego. It's about we weren't quite communicating. So in my mind, what I'm seeing is we kind of clash, and now we can kind of back up and kind of blend together. And so what I would say to this person is, thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that. Tell you what, why don't we take a step back and let's just look at this whole situation, and then we'll go from there. And then I imagine the other person just saying, with relief, yeah, I'd like that, Okay. So that's one superior alternative. And the other one coming to my mind is that after I release to this peace and this, this comprehension, seeing the bigger picture. Now I'm going to practice in my mind that I understand this person is not taking it personally and it's not anything I'm even doing, it's their own fears, their own confusion. And so I'm going to say, call them up on the phone, right? Okay, cell phone. Hey, I was thinking we don't have to, we can take a step back and just kind of look where we're at and see what's going on. And is that okay with you? Okay, so here's the principle: is enter their world first before you try to pull them into yours. So my second alternative here, the second superhero alternative is, now that I get it, it's not about me. It's about even though I put a lot into that, they're not rejecting me, they're not disrespecting me. They're a little fearful about taking the next step. Okay, that's what I'm sensing, is they're fearful about taking the next step. So did you notice how inspired I was earlier to say, let's just take a step back, right? So I didn't even consciously think of that one, right? And it came up. Okay, now I'm talking to myself. I forgive myself because I took this personally, because I put a lot of effort into it. And I forgive myself now because I realize it's not even about me. And as a matter of fact, I can now see the other person appreciating the effort, but still holding back because of their own fears and confusion. Now, if that person was a client, I just have them start tapping on their fear and their confusion, and we'd go to the next step. But that's not going to happen yet. It may happen. The whole point is now I have peace on this, okay? I'm allowed, okay. Feeling peaceful at the thought that this person's just a little hesitant because of fears and confusion. Yeah, it's not about me, and there's no disrespect. And I feel peaceful in letting this person have the space and the time to work through this, and I'm there to help this person if they want it. That feels pretty good. Wow. So now I'm imagining, just saying, hey, you want to go get a little lunch, or you want to go have a beer? And the person's kind of, now they know I'm on their side. They say, yeah, let's do that. And those are the kinds of things. Building the relationship is as important as the technique. Making them feel safe, making them feel respected, loved. So, okay, I think I'm going to stop on this one. Let's stop right now. So what I'm looking for is, we know we've got a problem. They can't leave the house. They're mentally confused, emotionally overwhelmed, whatever it is, or they have pain when the doctors say they shouldn't have pain, which is insane that somebody would tell them that. So what I'm looking for is, well, actually, the first thing I will tell you, this is kind of jumping ahead into the training video. I want to know the goal. What do you want? They'll say, well, I don't want to feel bad. And I said, that's what you don't want. What do you want? Oh, let's turn it around. Oh, well, I want to feel better. Good. Why do you want to feel better? Well, because then I'll be able to do what I want to do. Now, okay, so now we've got whiff of what's in it for me. So the subconscious mind, which is the feeling mind, says, well, heck yeah, I wouldn't do that. You really want to deal with this other stuff? Well, there's a little hesitancy, so this is where I'm making them feel safe. So we go one feeling, one thought, one layer at a time. Okay, one feeling, one thought, one layer at a time. You have to be very focused, because that first layer, once that's gone, then you can go into a root layer, a root layer, a root layer. We blow the smoke away to get to the fire, right? So let's go back to this idea that we're going with one feeling, one thought, one layer at a time. That's what makes it safe, is we don't have to do the whole thing at once. I just tell them, you don't have to feel all those feelings, and you don't have to heal your whole life in this session. I'm going to help you feel safe and dignified in feeling, one thought at a time. And when that's clear, then we get to go to the next one. and the next one, and there's clear. So if you came in with, 10 levels of anxiety, if we got, by the end of the session, if we could get you down to 6 or 7, would that be an improvement in your life? And they'll go, yeah. And I said, well, we might even get you to 5 or 4, but let's just see what happens, right? See, I prime a little bit, get to 5 or 4. But I said, but the whole point is that people have never been taught it's okay to feel the feelings. And it's safe to feel the feelings. But you have to learn to have a certain amount of control. And you have to do it in a safe and dignified way. So thus, we come up with one feeling, one thought, at one moment, one layer at a time. Okay? So usually I start with something general. And then when we clear that one, they'll want to jump there and say, yeah, but about this. I said, don't go there, you know. So this lady, and she came in, God, this is years ago. And she was so devastated by the death of her dog. And I thought, well, her problems are deeper than the dog, but let's start with the dog, right? And so I'm a pretty compassionate guy. Came out and sat with her in my chairs here, and I'm giving her a lesson like I'm giving you, and everybody gets a different lesson because everybody's different. And I prep her. I set up the first release, and she gets it, and so I said, as you think about your, oh, by the way, her dog had died a year ago, and instead of getting any better, she's getting worse. She didn't want to leave the house, right? So time does not heal everything. So I had her come up and focus on your body and just tell me this. The thought that my dog died, I don't remember the name of the dog, the thought that my dog died makes me feel devastated. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, that devastation was a 12, right? So I just had her tap under her hand and say this, even though I feel devastated, I acknowledge this feeling, but I don't want to carry it anymore. Okay, now, there hasn't been any release yet, but watch this. So even though I feel devastated that my dog died, here I am, I'm still alive. And she goes, here I am, I'm still alive. And so a little bit busted through, and there's a little conscious, like, yeah, I don't want to suffer the rest of my life, right? So instead of a 12, it's about 11 now. And then I had her switch hands. Even though I feel devastated that my dog died, I acknowledge this feeling because I really loved him. I really loved him. And I said, just keep tapping and breathe. I wanted her to get through that first little cry. And when she got through the cry, she went just like this. She went, and I said, that's your body saying thank you. So now we got it from 12 down to 11, down to about 10, 9, right? Okay, come up and tap with me. Even though I feeling devastated, I'm still tapping with her on the bottom here. Even though I feel devastated that my dog died, I acknowledge this feeling so my body can process it and let it go. See, I'd already given her pre-talk. That by feeling the feeling in a safe and dignified way, your body can process it, finish the cycle, let it go, give you relief, give you some space, and start blessing you. You know, God, I feel calmer. God, I feel peaceful. I feel, wow. I'm going to proceed with this because this lady did a great job, okay? So even though I feel devastated that my dog died, I acknowledge this feeling. So my body can process it, let it go because I want to feel better. So my body can process it, let it go so I can feel better. Okay. Feeling devastated that my dog died. Okay, now, as they're doing this ritual of tapping and talking, what are they doing? They're feeling the feeling. Okay, we're talking it out. We're breathing it out. We're feeling it so the body can deal with it and let it go. So watch this. Feeling devastated that my dog died. 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 I said, that's your body saying thank you. Just keep going. Don't stay right with this feeling. Don't go anywhere else, okay? Feeling devastated that my dog died. And then I had her tap on her heart. Feeling devastated that my heart died. Feeling devastated. When we tap on the heart, sometimes the cries will come out. Down to the side of your thumbnail, feeling devastated at the thought my dog died. Feeling devastated at the thought my dog died. Okay, can you hear that improvement? That's how fast she was moving. By feeling the feeling, your body can process it, release it, and start to give you relief. It's amazing. Feelings last 5 seconds to 2 minutes. You know, they did a $1 million study and said feelings last 90 seconds. Well, you know what? They last. I don't care if it lasts 3 minutes. All I know is when we're through the other side, there's going to be a clearing. There's going to be blessing. There's going to be benefit, right? So she's tapping through. I just, down here somewhere, I had her say, but the feeling's changed. And she goes, the feeling's changed. Wow. And I said, it's a good thing I acknowledge it. It's a good thing I acknowledge it, so my body could open up and let it go. Oh, so my body could open up and her hands plop down, I said, keep your eyes closed, take a nice breath. As you exhale, scan your body from head to toe. Tell me what you notice now. Oh, I'm feeling a little better. Well, she's feeling more and a little better, so you got to teach them. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, that devastating feeling, how much was it a moment ago? Oh, it was a 10. I said, you know what, I think it was a 12. And she goes, yeah, it was a 12. I said, but what's it come down to now? She said, it's about 5. And so we didn't even get it to 2, and she's like ready to walk out the door and write me a check, right? So I said, well, you know what? When you go to the bathroom, you don't stop, do you? You just let it keep going. Is it okay if we tap the rest of that? Yeah! It never occurred to her. Okay, so here's the principle. If you happen to spill a drink on your table, you usually can't wipe it up in one wipe. You get about half of it, and then you get a lot of it. And then on the 3rd time or 4th time, you get it all up. So that's how the releasing is we're at 10, we go down to an 8, and when we go down to a 3 and a 0, whatever it is. Okay? So it's persistent. Teach them that the more you do, the better you get. That's what you want to do. Teach them the more you do, the better you get. So, with her, she was totally pleased that it went from a 12 to a 5. And I said, but let's don't leave it. And I said, now come up on your left side here. Let's do that side, okay? Now say these words. Even though I still feel kind of devastated, even though I still feel kind of devastated. And the body will just, the mind will just tell you, yeah, it is, or no, it isn't. I've let a lot of it go. And she goes, I've let a lot of it go. And then I had her say, and it feels good to have the relief. It feels good to have the relief. So even though I still feel some of the devastating feeling, I accept myself. I accept myself. And she said it with some dignity, right? And say this, and I acknowledge this leftover devastating feeling. I acknowledge this leftover devastating. So my body can open up and let it go. So my body can open up and let it go. Now an alternative phrase would be, I'm allowed to feel this feeling so my body can process it and let it go. Okay? So come up and tap with me now. Just say this leftover devastating. Okay, now wherever it is in your body, focus on it, feel it, don't interfere with it, just feel it, be present with it. Sit with it like a friend so your body can let it go. Okay. Feeling devastated. No, change it to this leftover devastating feeling. This leftover devastating. It's releasing right in front of us, right? This leftover devastating thing. Okay, under your lip. This leftover devastating thing. On the knob of your collarbone. This leftover devastating. And there it was, the breath. I said, that's your body saying, thank you for not stopping, right? Down to the thumb. Say this, the feeling's changing, the feeling's changing. Now don't say the feeling's changing until you can absolutely see and feel it changing, right? Don't rush it. Don't push, right? Your cue is the voice, the body's relaxation, the energy changes. And then just say this, say, releasing this feeling. And she goes, releasing this feeling. Now she's having a dump, and when the people have a dump, you'll see them go just like this. And I'll have them tap as long as they can, and then I'll say, good, let your hands come down, plop again, right? And I'll say, I want you to just enjoy this moment. I can see that you really let something go, and it feels so wonderful. But I want you to enjoy this for just a moment. So what we're doing is we're teaching the nervous system again, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, it's okay to have some relief on this issue. So even though our dog was devastated, now she's feeling like, wow, very deeply peaceful, very deeply comfortable. Okay. So then when I watch them either breathe or sit up or something, I'll say, okay, it's okay if we go to the next step? Yeah. No, they'll open their eyes. I'll say, no, keep your eyes closed. And I'll say this, a moment ago I felt very devastated that my dog died. A moment ago I felt very devastated that my dog died. But I acknowledge the feeling. And now I feel better. Oh, I do feel better. Now, one of two things will happen here. Either we got that feeling and it's clear, or they'll say, I still feel a little devastated. And what that is usually, if there's something left, is I'll ask them, that number, remember it was a 12, and then it was a 5, what is it now? She goes, well, that feeling See, she's scooted to another feeling, right? Another thought, right? She'll say, it's a 7. And I'll say, well, is it the thought of your dog dying or is it something else? And you go, no, I miss him. I say, okay, wait. One feeling, one thought. I can only wash one dish at a time, okay? But I can get the whole cupboard clean of dishes, right? So we're gonna stay with that, and then we'll go to you miss him, okay? Okay. Say this, a moment ago I felt very devastated as I thought my dog died. A moment ago I felt very, say it's just like wow, so what, right? Before it was devastating. It's like now she's just reading something out of the newspaper. But now I feel better, and I'm allowed to feel better. Oh, I feel better, and I'm allowed to feel better. And say, that was my goal, I want to feel better. And she'll go, yeah, that was my goal, I want to feel better. Well, I'm not hypnotizing her, I'm not coaching her. I'm not screwing with her mind, I'm actually helping the body feel better. And as the body feels better, the mind feels better. And as the body feels better, the subconscious mind says, well, what do you want to feel now? You don't feel so bad. So I had her say, here I am and now I feel. Those are huge. Here I am and now I feel. Here I am and now I feel. Oh, I feel a lot lighter. Or whatever they come up. I don't care if it's lighter, brighter, happy, dancing. I don't care. Just let them come up with the word. And then I use their word and say this. I'm allowed to feel lighter even though my dog passed away. I'm allowed to feel lighter even though my dog, oh my God, I can't believe it. Say this, even though I can't believe the relief is this quick. Even though I can't believe the relief is this quick. And they'll laugh about it, you know. Say, I like the feeling and I'm willing to get used to it. Yeah, and they start laughing, you know. So just kind of help them get used to that big of a swing, okay? So now we're going to come into, so now we got the first one, now we're going to go to a deeper one. She misses him. And I said, okay, close your eyes and I scan your body because I'm going to have you say something. I want to know how your body feels or the emotion that comes up, okay? Because there's sensations in the body, like tight, twisted, cold, nervous, sick. Those very basic feelings or sensations, right? The emotion would be like sad or nervous or anxious. But you want to get in the body. So level 1 is sad. Level 2 is that a good feeling or a bad feeling? Well, it's a bad feeling. Okay, then you're feeling it in your body. So now we're going to go to level 3 is where do you feel it and what does it feel like? And I'll say, oh, I feel sad. Thank you. Is that a comfortable or uncomfortable feeling? No, it's uncomfortable. Thank you. It means it's in the body. So now go in your body. That's level 3. Where do you feel it? What does it feel like? Oh, it's my chest. I said, well, what sensation? Say this. I feel sad. It makes my chest feel tight. Okay. So I know what's going on. Is the subconscious mind is trying to hold inner love because the heart's not just a pump, right? It's where the joy is. It's where the center of your soul and your body is. And trying to clamp down on that. The subconscious mind got hurt, so it's saying, well, I'm not going to go out there again. But you can't live your life all clamped down. You've got to open up to feel the feeling, open up to let the sad feeling go. And then, you know, like 3 out of 5 times they'll say, now I feel, after they've released the sad feeling, they'll say, now I feel open. I said, good, because you had to open to feel the feeling. Now that you feel open, notice the energy's flowing instead of staying stuck on the sad feeling. And remembering that, this is for you, once the feeling changes, the thought will change. So I'll say, okay, think of the sad thing. As you think about it now, what do you feel? And they'll say, doesn't bother me, or I don't care, or it's in the past now, okay? Then you got to compound that. I'm allowed to feel better, blah, blah, blah. And again, it'll be in the training video on releasing negative feelings, okay? I'll give you the words there. Now, going back to the lady going back to the lady who misses her dog who died. I had her focus on her body. I don't remember where it was, but it was, you know, sad or lonely or something, because it's been 5-6 years, and we tapped through one feeling, we tapped through another one. She did really well, really well. She's feeling pretty good, and I said, "Scan your body. What do you feel now?" She said, "I feel gratitude," and she was really like, "What the heck?" Because it'd been a year. Because see, when somebody loses something, or somebody, a dog, a child, you know, somebody they really love, a spouse, that grief is so strong, they don't know how to release it. And the subconscious mind makes a mistake of thinking, if I hang on to this grief, I'm hanging on to the person. And you're not, because they're gone. So I have them work through the grief until they get to the love, because the love and all the good stuff, all the blessings, The relief is button in, right?
I meant to say grief, not relief. The grief is in the way.
So if we release the relief, then they come back into the love and gratitude. So now she's saying, I just feel so grateful for him. Okay, now this cry is a cry of relief and love and gratitude. This isn't sad. This isn't that he's gone, right? That she's lonely. I say, this is just your positive energy flowing now. Let's just don't get in the way. Just let that cry keep coming up. Just say this, feeling gratitude for my dog, feeling gratitude. I give her a Kleenex, let her do the thing. And I just want that feeling to flow. We don't want anything stuck, okay? And I'll explain that in the training video as well. So as she got through this, and she's saying, and she opened her eyes and she said, he was really great with kids, and it's like a different person, man. We've only been working for an hour, right? And so then I said, close your eyes. She told me, I let her go for 5 minutes. I said, now close your eyes and say this. I'm allowed to feel better. I'm allowed to feel, but I don't feel better. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You still thinking about your dog, or did you go somewhere else? Did your mind take you somewhere else? No, my brother died. And I said, okay, don't go there yet. Okay, so can you see how they won't tell you that? It's in their mind, right? You can't read their mind, so I've got to ask them. But I can sense when people are they're going one off of where we were. I say, are you still thinking about your dog, or are you going, no, my brother? I said, okay, we'll get to your brother. We'll start working on your brother today. We'll probably do even more the next session. But let's stay with your dog for right now, okay? Oh, okay. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, I want to talk about my dog, So, and it's like a totally different person is walking out the door. So, I hope this has been helpful. I've made my training video, the David session, affordable. Go to the newhypnotherapy.com, buy it, watch it. You're going to learn a ton. And then by the time that's happened, I'll likely have the releasing negative feelings in a hypnotic session ready to rock and roll. So thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something, and we'll see you later.